find down a fifth, move straight across the bridge to the right. So I can't tell you how many times I see people counting with their piano fingers or counting down, and they start here and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sometimes you can count down 5 and you'll stay in the key, sometimes you won't. But if you just go straight across to the right, you're going to have a fifth every time, and it'll be a perfect fifth. So you'll go from here straight across the bridge to the right will give you down a fifth from anywhere in the dulcimer. So if we go across the valley, let's say I'm 1 above the mark. If I want to go down a fifth, I move to the right. I was above the mark, still above the marker. If I need to go up a fifth, I go to the left. So we go from here, here is up a fifth. I think that's perhaps the most important thing on that page. So no more counting, no more counting with your fingers, no more thinking about a piano keyboard. If we start those stacked patterns from a white marker, what kind of chord do we get? Can anybody tell me? You can just unmute.
Major.
Major.
Thank you. Good. All right, now, if we start those patterns, shed, parallelogram, Nevada, from above the marker, what do we get?
Minor.
Thank you, minor. How about if we do that from below the marker? If we do shed, parallelogram, Nevada, what do we get?
Mixed up.
Mixed up, that's right. It's not even the same chord. So let's just do one set of rotation through all of those. Let's start, I'm on a D570 today, so this is my D as in dog on the right treble bridge. Start on D as in dog and play shed, up and down. Ready, and. Start from the F sharp and play parallelogram. Start from the A and play Nevada. Let's come down. Let's start on the top of the Nevada pattern. It'll be with your right hand. Some of you figured out that if a pattern starts with your left hand and you want to come down, it starts with your right hand. So I want you to come down a Nevada. Ready? And all right, so the exercises I'm going to focus on are from the marker or from above the marker. Let's do the same thing on the bass bridge. Let's start on your D as in dog. And what I want you to do is start off with Nevada. Okay? Ready, and. This note names the chord, that's a G chord. So from G, we play shed. From B as in boy, parallelogram. There's the G, and Nevada. Top right, there's chord. All right, and then what we did last week was to make sure that we could take each of these shapes, let's start on D, and split that shed into the bottom 3 notes and the top 3 notes. And parallelogram, bottom 3, top 3, and Nevada. To find the dominant 7 in the key of G, you move to the 5th note of the scale, which is straight across to the left, and you land on a D. You temporarily rename that 1, and because it's on a marker, you go straight up 1, 3, 5, 7. That could be called the dominant 7. It could be called the 5-7, and it could be called D7. Dominant 7th chords resolve down a 5th. So if we're in the key of G, that dominant 7th that's built on the 5th note, 1, 3, 5, 7, this root of the chord, D, moves down a 5th to G something. If we're in the key of G, it's going to be a G chord. Okay, so what we've reviewed is all the triads for the key. There's only one dominant 7th, and dominant 7th chords resolve down a 5th. Hopefully you know there are 3 shapes for a dominant 7th chord. We've already looked at one. When I was on the marker, I went straight up, 1, 3, 5, 7. The easiest way to see the next shape, so this is D7, is if I move this D to its duplicate note on the bass bridge, I still have a D7. This shape is called a shrunken reverse check. We shrink shapes from the top. Here's a reverse check, 1, 3, 5, 8, shrunken, 1, 3, 5, 7.
The third shape, oh really? Got it. The third shape is if we're below a marker. This is an F sharp. If I wanted to play a dominant 7 from F sharp, which would be called an F sharp 7, I would play a Little Dipper. And it is going to go home down a fifth to a B something.